What's up everyone, welcome to another camera comparison video. Today I have this Mi 11 Ultra and Mi 11 Pro. Well, based on your location and religion, salam, namaste and hello. Anyway, if you end up liking this video, then please don't forget to click on the like button and please subscribe to this channel. I have found that a lot of viewers are watching this video, giving likes and making comments, but I don't know why you are not subscribing. Especially if you are from Bangladesh and India, from my heart, I wish that you would subscribe. And to all other viewers, I always provide my subscribers with true content. So if you like true content, please subscribe. Well, it's time to start our camera comparison video. Yeah, first let's see the differences, because Xiaomi Mi 11 Ultra got a massive 48 megapixel sensor underneath its periscope lens. That's Sony IMX586. That's a flagship class sensor. On the other hand, Xiaomi Mi 11 Pro comes with a pretty generic. It's a 8 megapixel sensor underneath that periscope lens. So I want to see the differences. I have mentioned this in my other videos. Sensor is the most important thing, and as expected in most of the 5x zoom photos, Mi 11 Ultra scored a point, while Mi 11 Pro occasionally provided some good results. Autofocus is also a lot faster and better on Mi 11 Ultra on this periscope lens. This is another 5x zoom and the results are similar. But as I have manually set the focus and took some extra caution to get a steady shot, differences are pretty minimum. Sharpness, noise and grains, skin tone and textures, everything is better processed on Mi 11 Ultra. It is easy and simple cause this 48 megapixel sensor can grab more details. It is clear that other than a bit high midtones and tonal contrast, everything is better on Mi 11 Ultra. Here is an example of better performance by Mi 11 Pro. These photos are taken in night mode. Yes, both Mi 11 Ultra and Pro supports night mode on all three lenses. After cropping in, you can see Mi 11 Ultra pictures is a bit more bright. Well-lit areas are well processed with better exposure, but sky color rendition is different than Mi 11 Ultra. Maybe the differences are not that drastic, but considering the sensor size, this is a win for Mi 11 Pro. Now, this is a cropped image of a 10x zoom photo, and Mi 11 Ultra shows why is it more expensive. That 48 megapixel sensor performance is way better when we go beyond native zoom capability. Anything beyond 5x and Mi 11 Pro loses to Mi 11 Ultra by a mile. Okay, let's check some ultra wide photos. It's very difficult to differentiate and I'm having very hard time to select a winner. This isn't what I have expected, cause there is another 48 megapixel Sony IMX586 sensor sitting behind ultra wide lens of Mi 11 Ultra. While Mi 11 Pro got a very generic 13 megapixel sensor for ultra wide shots. However, performance is similar. Other than field of view, Mi 11 Ultra got a few more details here and there. Processing is also similar, but as usual, Mi 11 Ultra has a bit warm tone. Tonal contrast is also different than Mi 11 Pro. Dynamic range and shadows are almost the same. If you don't do heavy pixel peeping, or if you don't need to print your ultra wide photos, then you won't see much of a difference. Yes, these video clips were recorded at 4K 30 frames per second and both performed amazingly well. Both offers crisp video quality. Details and texture processing is even better than any other flagships. However, color rendition and white balance is a bit different. Yeah, a lot depends on personal preferences. Okay, before we move forward, let me make a few things clear. The differences between these two smartphones on main sensor is really microscopic. I have taken almost 200 pictures with these two smartphones and most of those are identical. If you really want to differentiate, those main sensor pictures, a lot depends on personal preferences. I had to do a lot of nitpicking to find these images where the differences are truly visible. So if you think that okay, Mi 11 Ultra is way better or Mi 11 Pro performance on main sensor is better, then I would say actually performance jumps back and forth, and once again, as I always say, it depends on your preference. Regular photography is the most important thing for almost all the average users. People open smartphone camera application and start taking photos. Yes, both of these two smartphones have Pro mode where you can change settings, select different options and take a pro shot of your choice. but it is true that average users usually take photos in auto mode. As I always do on all of my camera comparison videos, yes, I have taken all these images in auto mode with auto HDR on. AI and scene detection was also enabled on both of these smartphones. The moment you check these photos side by side, you would notice nothing but similarities. Other than slight saturation and warm tone on Mi 11 Ultra, almost everything is similar. But actually there are some surprising results that made me amazed. Sometimes I have noticed that Mi 11 Pro has better exposure and there are these tiny little details in the shadows that made me confused. Other than that, texture processing is similar, but definitely Mi 11 Ultra has that eye-pleasing tonal contrast while Mi 11 Pro goes a bit pale with more details. I have checked in different conditions and it seems Mi 11 Ultra always try to process with more highlights and ambience, which gives it a feel of better dynamic range and vibrance. To make things easy, to make the differences visible, I have added Galaxy S21 Ultra. Yes, most of the flagship smartphones performs similarly and produces great images under bright daylight. Beside S21 Ultra, both Mi 11 Pro and Mi 11 Ultra looks more vibrant, but under bright daylight, Mi 11 Ultra is more lucrative while Mi 11 Pro reproduced photos that is true to life. S21 Ultra colors are a bit pale, lower midtones and higher contrast makes it stand out between Xiaomi brothers. In terms of dynamic range and shadows, all three performed great and fought neck and neck. But definitely Mi 11 Ultra has more details, Mi 11 Pro has better color grading and S21 Ultra managed to balance everything. The real differences between Mi 11 Ultra and Pro gets visible when there is a human subject. Mi 11 Ultra and Mi 11 Pro processed skin tone slightly differently. Mi 11 Pro goes for a bit soft, pale tone and there are less structural details, while Mi 11 Ultra sometimes aggressively increased midtones and vibrance. Shadows are also slightly higher on Mi 11 Ultra. Trust me, you'd never notice this if you're not comparing Mi 11 Ultra and Pro together. Time for portrait photos. Both uses its main sensor to grab portrait shots and ultra-wide sensor to map depth of the background. Mi 11 Ultra reproduced images with a bit saturation and warm tone. Yeah, both does equally well to grab lots of details and texture processing is also fantastic. Bokeh effect and separation line blend is also pretty similar. But surprisingly, edge cutouts on Mi 11 Pro is a bit better on a few portrait shots. There is no sharp cutouts like Mi 11 Ultra. No, there is no night mode portrait available in stock camera application. These are usual portrait photos and considering performance of a few other flagships, these are one of the best among those Android flagships that I have. Definitely Mi 11 Ultra has something different in its algorithm. With the same hardware, it takes better nighttime portraits than Mi 11 Pro. We have tried to take night mode photos on the same place with same gesture and results are different. Both performed well. Most of the time photos are almost identical, but texture processing, white balance and color grading jumps back and forth between Mi 11 Pro and Ultra. We have changed locations, we have tried under different lighting conditions, and one thing for sure, Mi 11 Ultra has better noise removing algorithm and most of the time it has more details and vibrance. However, it is frustrating to see that Mi 11 Pro and Ultra continue to heavily process skin tone under dark environment to make it fair. No human subject, no need to process skin tone and Mi 11 Ultra again became a monster. Definitely Mi 11 Ultra night mode photos are great and sometimes even better than iPhone 12 Pro Max. Actually, I had the same expectations from Mi 11 Pro. Yes, Mi 11 Pro fought neck and neck, but when I have checked night mode photos in my way, I mean DENS, after checking details, exposure, noise and shadows, I feel a bit frustrated. Both performed well, both offers great quality photos, but sometimes Mi 11 Pro lacks in details, sometimes Mi 11 Ultra lacks in shadows. Then again, sometimes Mi 11 Pro failed to maintain exposure, sometimes shadows are crushed on Mi 11 Ultra. If these issues gets fixed in future updates, then I can say without any hesitation, any smartphone will have hard time to beat Mi 11 Ultra and Mi 11 Pro in night mode. These photos are taken in all auto mode. Like any other user, I have opened camera application, pointed it to the subject and clicked for a photo. Mi 11 Ultra seems to have higher dynamic range and Mi 11 Pro seems to have low contrast. It seems both applied unmetered exposure for the whole image and tried to grab a bit of the subject and a bit of the background. So I have decided to manually select the focus but left exposure on auto mode. As I have selected the sky as focus, both Mi 11 Ultra and Pro decreased exposure and the subject gone dark. Contrast ratio and shadows are not perfectly balanced. Once again, manual focus and auto exposure. This time I have chosen Amanda as focus and here comes the difference. Mi 11 Pro just blown the background while Mi 11 Ultra still have better dynamic range. For sure, Amanda is more visible on Mi 11 Pro, but Mi 11 Ultra did way better to balance between contrast and highlights on the subject. Yeah, about those selfie things, selfie video, selfie photo, selfie portrait. Let me tell you that I'm a bit frustrated and disappointed that we cannot take more than 15 seconds selfie video with the rear camera. And to take those selfie videos, it's really difficult and Amanda was like crazy. Anyway, we have managed to record selfie videos with the rear camera of Xiaomi Mi 11 Ultra and Xiaomi Mi 11 Pro selfie video was taken with that selfie camera. Check carefully, check the background. Even if it's 15 seconds, you get amazing dynamic range, stabilization, a lot of detail and texture processing of course is better. So even if it's 15 seconds, it's good, but at least 30 seconds would have been better. I will leave some selfie photos and selfie portraits for you. Selfie photos and portraits are taken with the front camera of both of these two smartphones. So you check those pictures and make a comment. Let me know which selfie pictures are better, which selfie portraits are better.
Lying deep underground, you must have lost your way. Look around, all we can do now is pray. Make it count. I've lived through what I have lived, seen pain you can't imagine. These days you take for granted.
Hi guys, we do a lot of work for this video, so if you find this video helpful, please give us a like and subscribe the channel.
Yeah, these are 8K 24 frames per second videos. I usually never try 8K cause I think 8K is a gimmick, but after recording a few 8K 24 frames per second videos with this Mi 11 Ultra, I'm really impressed. Stabilization is already very good and texture processing, that's way above standard. Yes, even if I was very cautious, Mi 11 Pro stabilization suffered a bit, but colors, details and noise removing is really similar and both did very well. These videos are recorded at 4K 60 frames per second. Mi 11 Ultra and Pro in my other camera comparison videos have already proven that they are even better than iPhone 12 Pro Max in night mode videos. This is a battle between brothers to raise the standard, and after checking 3 different video clips, I would choose Mi 11 Ultra, but it doesn't take any credit away from Mi 11 Pro. Mi 11 Ultra just got a bit better stabilization, more vibrant and a bit better noise removal. Well, it's time to wrap up. What do you think? For sure, Mi 11 Ultra is more expensive than Mi 11 Pro and it did perform better. But considering the price, I think Mi 11 Pro is a very good choice. I wish Xiaomi will release this Mi 11 Pro in global market and it will be a very good choice for a lot of people. Well, what do you think about these smartphones? What do you think about this video? If you have liked this video, then please click on the like button and please subscribe to this channel.
Wither out, but I can't ignore the ache. Lying deep underground, you must have lost your way. Look around,